No, I don't think so. I think they're still out. I have not heard of emergency. He doesn't make fun there. I just have not heard. Yeah.
Everyone, please make sure your phones are off or vibrate. Thank you.
All rise.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. This Circuit Court of the 11th Judicial Circuit in and for Miami-Dade County is now in session. The Honorable Judge Nushi safely presiding. All persons having business before this court, come nigh and you shall be heard. God save the United States of America and this honorable court.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, family, friends, special guests, and in the overflow courtrooms, and to our virtual guests here on YouTube. Welcome to the investiture of the Honorable Elisabeth Espinosa as County Court Judge of the 11th Judicial Circuit. Please remain standing as we ask two very special guests to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We have Amelie Espinosa, who's 8 years old, and Noah, who's 5, the judge's niece and nephew. Adorable. You all ready?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job. And now, as we continue to remain standing, I would like to welcome someone who I already said this is my last investiture. I think it's going to be a recurring line because we cannot get enough of her, even after 8 years as chief. She does not need an introduction. My forever chief, Chief Judge Emeritus, which is now her new title. Not Empress yet, but it's close. It's close. The Honorable Bertila Soto for invocation.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you, Chief Judge Stacy, and that still feels really good to say. And thank you, Judge Espinosa, for asking me to do this. I'm truly honored. I wanted to thank her and her beautiful family for letting me do the invocation today. And I don't know if many of you know this, but we're both from Our Lady of Lourdes Academy. We graduated. A lot of years apart. I asked her what year she graduated, and I said, I'm not going to put that in my speech because I graduated a lot earlier than her. But as Lourdes girls, prayer is extremely important. So to me, to be doing the invocation for another Lourdes girl is important. And just so you know, Maria Ortiz, Judge Bandon, Judge Delpino, Judge Caballero, Judge Ferrer, Judge Laura Gonzalez, and Judge Michelle Barricata and myself were all Bobcats. Let us bow our heads. First, we thank God for Elisabeth's family and Steve and his family who have encouraged her and stood behind her to get her to this day. Thank you for letting them enjoy this wonderful moment along with her. I know her Dia told me that she was happy that God gave her the health to be with her niece today. We thank God for the gift of Elisabeth, Judge Espinosa, for her intellect, dedication, her work ethic, and kindness. Her efforts in our courts have already shown us her commitment to justice and fairness. We look forward to her many triumphs and years of service. God, we ask that you continue to bless Elisabeth in her life. May she always be thankful for health, friendships, and family. And may she always have the strength to face her challenges with continued grace and resolve. Elisabeth, may God always bless you. And in this we pray, and for those Lourdes girls, you should know how to respond. Saint Bernadette, pray for us. Our Lady of Lourdes, pray for us. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Judge Soto. Now, will please be seated. On this very special day, we have some very special guests who have joined us. I'm going to ask they please stand as I call their names so they can be recognized. This is the part that I always, well, I shouldn't say always. This is only the second time I've been doing this. But I remember every time Judge Soto would ask us all not to clap until you get the last person's name. I'm going to read about, there's a whole lot of wonderful people here that I'm going to be announcing. So I'm going to ask in vain that you hold your applause, but I know that I would be applauding out of turn anyway, so, you know, it is what it is. So let me begin. We have just an incredible friend of the courts and just a champion for all of our needs and just a tireless public servant, Commissioner Sally Hayman. With us virtually is Vicki Mendez, city attorney from the city of Miami. We also have from the city of Coral Gables, Vice Mayor Michael Mena. Commissioner George Force from the city of Coral Gables. From the city of Sweetwater, I needed to make sure that I could read the handwriting here, and I cannot. It looks like Aquiles Carmona. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm sorry if I was the child of doctors. I should definitely read rough handwriting better than this. From the Miami-Dade County Public Schools, Mayor Terry Rojas, who's District 6 School Board. Thank you so much. We have one of the greats, our former Chief Judge of the 3rd District Court of Appeal, Frank Shepard. From the American Board of Trial Advocates, Miami-Dade Chapter, Chris Knight, the President. From the Caribbean Bar Association, Laura Dubdub, the Treasurer. She might be virtual, I'm not sure. PJ Mitchell, I know I saw PJ. Coral Gables Bar President. Dax Bello, President of the Cuban American Bar Association. And actually right next to him, Javier Le Soto, who's on the board of CABA, newly reelected. We have Jane Muir, past president of the Dade County Bar Association. Marianne Ruiz, representing the Florida Association of Women Lawyers. Kevin Hellman, President of the Florida Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. Jorge Piedra. Florida Governors of the Florida Bar, and Michelle Suskauer, past President of the Florida Bar. A member of our court family, but also representing the Gwyneth Cherry Black Women Lawyers Association, the president, and she's via live stream, Nakia Ruffin. Eric Bluestein from the Miami-Dade Trial Lawyers Association. I think he might be virtual as well. Travis Randolph, president of the Wilkie D. Ferguson Bar Association. I think he's virtual. It's starting to look funny when I do this, right? I can't help it. It's become a reflex. Miranda Soto, chair of the Judicial Nominating Commission. Javier Le Soto, you get a second shout out as general counsel of Miami-Dade College, so you're here wearing a couple of hats. Richard Cooper, who's executive director of the Miami-Dade League of Cities, and a wonderful friend to all the judges. Where is he? Stedman Stahl, president of the Police Benevolent Association. And David Greenwald, executive vice president. He's out. Oh, okay. Hi. And Gus Cabrera, who's president of Latin Builders Association. If I have forgotten anyone, if you want to let Eunice know, then she'll text me, and then I promise you will be announced. And for those of you that I forgot, I'm very, very sorry. We also have here today members of our greater court family. Representing the Office of the State Attorney on behalf of Catherine Fernandez-Rundle is Daisy Hernandez, Chief Assistant. Carlos Martinez, our Public Defender. On behalf of Jean Zenobi, who's our Regional Counsel, we have J.M. Descabe. And here, after a hiatus, of a COVID hiatus, is Mr. Harvey Reuven, our very beloved, our partner in all things, the Clerk of Courts. And finally, supporting our day-to-day court operations with their expertise and wisdom. The judiciary, we are nothing without them. We have here representing the trial court administrator and all the administrative office of the court, Sandy Garcia, who's our deputy trial court administrator. Pat Gladson, our general counsel. And I'd like to give a shout out to Eunice Sigler, who's our PIO. She's the one with the headset running around outside, making all things happen, our investiture wedding coordinator, if you will, and her assistant, Marissa Gavica. And our incredible AV team that has been able to MacGyver our investitures together here at REG while we're still not at the DCC courthouse. So thank you to all of them for all their hard work in making this happen. And now for remarks on behalf of the Florida Bar, we have Board of Governor member and past president of the Cuban American Bar Association and an esteemed attorney and good friend of the courts. Please welcome Jorge Piedra, AKA George.
May it please the court, Chief Judge Safey, and you may call me Georgie anytime. Good morning, or good afternoon, everyone. Your honors, friends, family, friends of the court, Florida lawyers, it is a great day to be a lawyer in Florida. It is an incredible privilege to be standing before you today during the investiture of Judge Espinosa. I first met Judge Espinosa about 5 years ago when I was president or president-elect of CABA, when she first decided that she wanted to be a judge. She reached out, I said, sure, come on in, and I could not have been more impressed. An incredible resume, the kind of resume that trial lawyers love to see in someone who wants to be a judge. She herself was a prosecutor. She herself was a trial judge, someone who knew and understood the pressures that we have on a daily basis. But she was also committed. This is something she absolutely wanted to do. And that is also a very, very important quality for our judges, someone who wants to do their job, because they do it better when they want to do their job. They want to be good at it. And this is absolutely, for sure, what she has wanted to do for a very long time. And in getting to know Judge Espinosa, I also got to know her family. Family is incredibly important to Judge Espinosa, and all you have to do is see her at events or be around her in order to know that. I can't remember the number of times I met her wonderful parents and spent time with them, who are always standing by her side. And of course, Stevie, Miami High School legend in real life and in his own mind. Much like Judge Arzola, who I hope is watching. So I reached out to a few people who knew Judge Espinosa, so that they could share some of their words. And when I asked her who she wanted me to reach out to, it was telling that most of it was family. But I went ahead and reached out to a few other folks. And I spoke to Chief Judge Fernandez from the 3rd DCA. Chief Judge Fernandez has known Judge Espinosa and her family for many, many years. He told me that one of his first campaign signs was hung in the family business, the dry cleaner. I think you'll hear about it in a little while. And so he's known Judge Espinosa since she was very, very young. And he's very specifically and clearly told me she has everything it takes to be a fantastic jurist. And that's from someone who knows what it is to be a judge and knows a good judge when he sees one. Judge Espinosa's administrative judge, Judge Kelly. She's here, I saw her. There she is. When I spoke to Judge Kelly about Judge Espinosa, I had never thought of so many superlatives. I had never heard them in one sitting that quickly before. She is completely impressed by Judge Espinosa. She loves working with Judge Espinosa. She told me she's wonderful, a great team player. She came into the division and hit the ground running. She's hardworking, studious, and energetic. She wants to do the right things. And of course, that's a tremendous compliment from her administrative judge. But going back to family, I spoke to Judge Espinosa's brother, who's right there if you can't tell from the family resemblance. And he told me that Judge Espinosa was always laser focused on serving the public. He also described her as his guide and his mentor. Even though Judge Espinosa is very young and looks very young, she is 6 years older than her brother Danny, and she always was a mentor to him and is also a very, very important part of his life and his children's life. Finally, I spoke to Judge Espinosa's abuelo Franco. I know he's watching on YouTube, and he really, really wanted to be here. But we know he's proudly watching every word that is being said here. Abuelo Franco described Judge Espinosa as independent, caring, and loving. He said that she was always very studious, and it did not surprise him at all when he learned that she wanted to get into the law. He said that she cares a lot about her grandfather, and that he is sad he could not be here. But he is very happy for her and very proud that she continues to excel. He sends muchos cariños. So in closing, we could not be more fortunate to have Judge Espinosa join our 11th Circuit bench. And thank you, congratulations, and good luck.
I was like, what happens next? And I'm like, oh. I'm getting better, I'm getting better. I know, it is what it is. Now for remarks on behalf of the Dade County Bar Association, we have past president of the organization, another distinguished attorney. Please welcome Jay Muir.
May it please the court, judges, friends, and family. If you've ever visited Coconut Grove, you have seen Coconut Grove Laundry and Cleaners. It's beside the Coconut Grove Elementary, and it is just as much of an institution. My first visit there was in 2009. I had just become an attorney, and I suddenly needed dry cleaning. Romulo Espinosa was at the counter. When I gave him my name, he said, "Muir, are you any relation to Helen Muir?" She was my grandmother, and she had passed away in 2006. And she had gone to Coconut Grove Laundry and Cleaners for decades, since Romulo's father, Angel, opened in 1961, shortly after fleeing Cuba with his wife and children. After that, when I came to Coconut Grove Laundry and Cleaners, they remembered me, and I felt like family. I met Angel, Charlie, Manny, Romulo's brothers, who worked there together. I heard about Christina, their sister, Judge Espinosa's godmother. Even though my observations of this family at that time were brief, anyone can see that the Espinosas are diligent. They open every morning at 7 in the morning and close at 6, except on Sundays. They are smart. Before I knew they were all engineers and accountants, and they all studied at Columbus and Lourdes, I could see that they have practical and reliable systems for keeping track of thousands of items and dozens of services. They're cooperative. They all work together to run the family business, and they support each other under any circumstance. They're kind. They have pleasant, well-trained staff, and they support community groups and causes. It's no wonder that a daughter of this family shares these qualities with them, qualities that make for a superb lawyer and judge. Judge Espinosa also had the benefit of an exceptional work family. She worked together with Jean Cassane, Mike Brand, and Ben Esco, and honed her skills at Colescott and Cassane. The largest firm in Florida, they are known for their work ethic, their expertise, and their community service. That firm saw these qualities in Judge Espinosa and was willing to take a former prosecutor and give her the time, opportunity, and support to become a skilled attorney in a new area of law and a new legal community. When she decided she was interested in becoming a jurist, Judge Espinosa's work family encouraged her. Richard Cole said, "However you want to do it, apply, run, you have our support." And she was selected for the bench on her first application. I have come to know Judge Espinosa as a member of the legal community and as an attorney, and I've had the opportunity to appear before her as a judge. And it's obvious she has the same qualities as the members of her family. She's diligent, she's smart, she's cooperative, and she's kind. By becoming a judge, Judge Espinosa has acquired a new family, her brothers and sisters-in-law, her fellow judges. On behalf of the Dade County Bar Association, we present you this ceremonial Bible and a picture of your family's business, Coconut Grove Laundry and Cleaners. So you'll always be reminded of the importance of the values you learned from your family. We welcome Judge Espinosa to the bench and thank you from the 19,000 lawyers in Miami-Dade County for your service to the community.
Thank you so much, Jane. In addition to those beautiful gifts, there are some more plaques here commemorating the special day. From the Conference of County Court Judges, we have this desk plaque that we've all come to know and love. And also from the Cuban American Bar Association. This one's looking a little nicer than the one I got 14 years ago, so we can get an upgrade. But beautiful things to hang on your wall to commemorate this beautiful day from our friends in the legal community. Now for personal remarks on behalf of the judge's family and friends, we have Lisa Marie Mena, who's been a lifelong friend of Judge Espinosa.
Good afternoon. My name is Lisa Marie Mena, and I'm actually really happy I don't have to look at Elisabeth while I say this. It is truly an honor to be here with all of you today. I have had the privilege of knowing Elisabeth for over 30 years. And just to give you a little background, we went to the same middle school together, where the base of our friendship began, so at St. Brendan Elementary. Then we had to go to different high schools because Judge Soto, she went to Lourdes and did not follow me to St. Brendan High. And when you're in high school, it's very difficult to stay connected to someone who's in a different high school, but Elisabeth and I, we didn't skip a beat. We stayed close. We worked on this friendship. So much so that even when we had other events like prom or homecoming, we would find a way to either put the dresses on back again, to take photos with each other just to pretend that we were together, because it was really important for us to have those memories and to take those pictures, because I make epic scrapbooks and I kept everything. Just a few months ago, my oldest daughter found a book that Elisabeth had given me full of poems that were meant for sisters. It has a picture of 2 young ladies in the front that are going on adventures. And it's my daughter's favorite book because she says it reminds her of her and her sister. One of the most memorable pieces, though, was a card that Elisabeth gave me. And it said, a lot of cheesy, mushy stuff, because she's cheesy and mushy. But the point of the card which says that I was her heart's twin. Sorry. And that's how I've always thought about my dear friend. A tissue. As my heart's twin, or sometimes as we would talk to each other and say, my sister by choice. And that's important because it's part of the rest of my story. But then we went to college. Briefly, for a split second, we were in college together, but then she moved away again to go to the University of Florida, and of course, my rival university, because I am big hurricane over here. But I know her family, they're all Gators. They do big parties and everything. But even so, I would still visit her there, and even though I was a cane. And then I would then trek all the way to St. Pete to visit her in law school because she kept leaving me. My friend. But no matter where we lived, what teams we cheered for, what we were doing, studying, or where we were working, one thing has always been true. This relationship has been one of the most important relationships in my life. And I am blessed to have had such an amazing best friend. And I'm so lucky to have had a front row seat to the incredible journey that she has been on. And I have watched her become the amazing woman that she is today. A woman I admire for many, many reasons. Elisabeth has always led her life in a manner that demonstrates humility, sincerity, and courage. She is someone who has always kept God and her family in the center of her life. And as you heard from the remarks, it's very, very true. And she would be the first to tell you that she would not be in this position today without the love and support of her family. So I want to start by recognizing them and thanking them for letting me represent them today. I want to start with her mother, Eloina. In addition to being a loving mother, is also a strong and accomplished executive with a long career in the banking industry. Without a doubt, an incredible role model to Elisabeth, who grew up with the belief that if she worked hard enough, there was no ceiling that she could not achieve. Her father, Romolo, who, in addition to being a loving father, he is himself a successful business owner, as you guys heard, and always instilled a strong set of values and work ethic in his children, and I like to say, in me too. Her brother, Danny, who has been her lifelong best friend and supporter, and his amazing, amazing wife, Annie, and as well as her beautiful niece, Amelie, and her nephew, Noah, who I know inspire her every single day. And of course, Steve, who has come into her life and really been a rock and provided her with so much support, love, and friendship. And last but not least, her hero, her grandfather, Franco, a 95-year-old gentleman in every sense of the word. Franco fled his homeland approximately 60 years ago to raise his family in a country that represents the rule of law and respects it. He instilled in his granddaughter a lifelong, deep-seated understanding of the importance of freedom and democracy. And so it is truly a beautiful day today, and some would even say poetic, that he is able to see and witness his granddaughter being bestowed this tremendous honor and responsibility to uphold that very rule of law. I am not a lawyer, and although Elisabeth is one of the most intelligent people that I know, I cannot stand here and discuss legal acumen, nor do I really want to try. I'm married to a lawyer, my mom's a lawyer, my best friend's a lawyer. But there are no doubt many bright lawyers who can interpret and apply that law. And I believe, however, that a judge is about so much more than that. It strikes me as a tremendous and even daunting responsibility to put on that robe. Indeed, Socrates aptly described the essential qualities of a good judge when he said 4 things belong to a judge: to hear courteously, to answer wisely, to consider soberly, and to decide impartially. I cannot imagine anyone better suited than Elisabeth to do just that. For as long as I have known her, she has been someone who carries herself with grace, dignity, and more importantly, who treats others with the same. As a professional, she has wielded that power that came with being a prosecutor with honesty and integrity. And as a civil lawyer, she advocated for her clients with passion and commitment. And as a friend, my heart's twin, she has been fiercely loyal and always thoughtful. Elisabeth, you have worked so hard for this moment and to fulfill this dream. You have shown resilience. I can't even see the words. Demonstrated determination and have had undeniable passion to serve our community in this capacity. I am so proud of you. We are so proud of you. I wish you continued success and thank you for the opportunity to have a seat in the front row of your journey, and especially to be here with you. Congratulations, judges.
That was an awesome speech, and I can tell you that this is a tough crowd. And for someone who's a non-lawyer to knock the socks off the lawyers and make us laugh and cry, that was a really beautiful, perfect speech. I saw somebody sneak in here with a mask on. I think it was Nelson Bolito. Now I'm going to recognize Nelson Bolito, who's on the Ethics Commission. And now for the oath of office and robing, I'd like to ask Judge Monica Gordo from the 3rd District Court of Appeals and our beloved alum from the Circuit Bench to join Judge Espinosa and her family at the podium. I want to welcome back up here Amelie and Noah Espinosa, and they're also going to be joined by Eloina Franco Espinosa, Judge Espinosa's mother, Romulo Espinosa, her father. Out there on YouTube is her grandfather, who's absolutely here and will be holding her hand every step of the way. Ana Maria Garcia, her aunt. Steve Marin, partner, significant other, and fabulous from what I'm hearing. Steve Marin Jr., Daniel Espinosa, her brother, and Ana Mary Espinosa, her sister-in-law. Ready?
Judge Cynthia, I'm going to take 1.5 minutes. I'm going to take this point of privilege and ask you. I know it's lunchtime and everybody's really hungry.
Only because you can appeal me.
I promise you can stand there because it's going to be fairly quick, but I couldn't not do this today. So, Chief Judge Safi, and having been your colleague, I'm so proud that you've risen to chief, and I know big shoes to follow, but I know you're doing it fantastically, so congratulations. Judge Espinosa, esteemed members of the bar and community leaders, colleagues, so wonderful to be with you all this afternoon. It's so wonderful after a long 2 years of the COVID nightmare to be in this incredible room full of friends and family. I've had the privilege of getting to know Judge Espinosa over the last several years, and I've gotten to know her in a very personal way. Not only is she a talented legal mind, but she is a woman of great character and integrity. Born and raised in our very own 305 community, which you've heard of, she brings light wherever she goes with her sweet smile, strength, and quiet compassion. I have no doubt she will serve our community so well, make her family proud, and continue to serve with distinction. I know she will be faithful to applying the rule of law, and I know she will do it without favor or prejudice. Judge Espinosa, congratulations. Come on up. Mom and Dad, come on up, guys. Okay, so let's do this. Brother, sister, and Dawn, Steve. All right, Espinosa, then do you have the lady? Am I pausing? They're videoing for us. All right, these are your name. I, Elisabeth Espinosa, do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States of America and of the state of Florida, and that I am qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state of Florida, and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of judge of the county court of the 11th Judicial Circuit of the state of Florida, on which I am now about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you all for being here to share this very special moment. First, you've already met them, but again, I'd like to introduce you to my family. They're mostly seated to my right. They are a part of me. Everything I have accomplished, every dream that has come true for me, I owe to them. This moment is special for me, but really it is special for everyone here, because our gathering here together is a celebration of our resilience as a community. Over the past 20 months, we have all lived through the unimaginable because of the COVID-19 pandemic and a building collapse in our own town. I acknowledge it has been a challenging time for many, which makes me especially thankful for how much we have overcome. I was appointed as county court judge by Governor DeSantis on December 16th, 2019, PC, pre-COVID. Serving as a judge during a time when the judiciary was tasked with reinventing access to justice was quite an introductory experience. I am grateful to all of my brilliant and tireless judicial colleagues for leading by the example of your dedication and ingenuity. Thank you all for welcoming me into your exclusive club. This is a special club where one gets unlimited access to friendship, advice, and case law. I am incredibly grateful to those who have shown me the ropes over the past 2 years and have been my sounding boards. Judges Carol Kelly, DJ Canava, Diana Vizcaíno, Elaine Sosa Bruzan, Christine Bandon, Ramiro Arisis, Zach James, Carlos Gamez, and Gina Belvidas, as well as Adria Villaverde, Crystal Geraldo, Eunice Siegler, the domestic violence court clerks, and the domestic violence case managers. Thank you to each of you for always looking out for me and leading me in the right direction. A very special thank you to my 2 chiefs, Judge Nushin Saifi and Judge Bertie Soto. I treasure your guidance and admire your fearless and loyal leadership. Serving as a judge in my hometown is the honor of a lifetime. I am acutely aware of the tremendous responsibility I have been entrusted with by everyone who believed in me, offered advice, and supported me through every phase of this process. Thank you to all of the judges and lawyers who guided me through the appointment process. Thank you to the 2019 Judicial Nominating Commission members who took the time to get to know me and trust me with their nomination. And ultimately, a very heartfelt thank you to Governor DeSantis and his 2019 team for his confidence in my ability to faithfully perform my duties as a jurist. Nushin, Bertie, Jane, George, Lisa, Monica, Amelie, Noah, Eunice, and Marissa. Thank you all for making this ceremony extra special for me. How did I get here? The soundtrack of my childhood is a mix of Radio Mambi, Univision, Telemundo, and of course, Que Pasa USA. Cuban-American politics and Cuban nostalgia at its best. My parents were young parents. They were working and still in school, so I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. There, I learned the solid lesson that all first-generation Americans of Cuban families learn. They can take everything from you, but they cannot take your knowledge or your education. So, thank you to the amazing educators at St. Brendan Elementary, Our Lady of Lourdes Academy, the University of Florida, and Stetson University College of Law for giving me what can never be taken away. I basically lived with my mom's parents part-time, and that was their mantra. My grandmother, Eloína Quiñones Franco, passed away in 2003, but our extraordinary bond has transcended her death. Today, my grandfather, Raúl Franco, is 95 years old, is of sound mind, and is watching us live on YouTube right now. Papá, saludos de todos nosotros. Mi profesión elegida y este momento te lo debo en gran parte a ti. Fueron tus sacrificios, por tus principios y por guiarme con tu sencillo ejemplo que tengo esta oportunidad de servir como juez. Sabes que te quiero mucho. The Cuban struggle, like the fortitude and resilience of the Cuban people, is a part of my DNA. The stories I was told as a child were actual moments of fear and heroism in the lives of my grandparents and parents that inspired me to want to fight back. I wasn't sure what that fight would look like or how I would do it. I just knew I owed them redemption for everything they had sacrificed to give me such an amazing life. I am the first attorney in my family, but because of my grandparents who are Cuban exiles and American citizens who love this country, I grew up with a deep appreciation for the value of the rule of law. I served as a prosecutor in Tampa for 6 years. There, I learned to love the law, love the courtroom, and it's where I learned to survive the trenches and be a trial attorney. I'm grateful to my Tampa mentors who made me figure it out when I thought I couldn't, always expected excellence and professionalism, and taught me to advocate with grace and poise. To the assistant state attorneys and assistant public defenders who practiced before me. You are currently learning to be the next generation of the best trial attorneys in Miami-Dade. Remember, this is a process. It doesn't happen in one instant. It takes passion, practice, and dedication. I am committed to doing for you what so many judges did for me, ensuring you abide by the standards of excellence I know you are all capable of. Though leaving the state was a heart-wrenching decision, moving back home to be godmother to Amelie and Noah is by far the best decision I have ever made. I figured it was as good a time as any to take the leap into civil litigation. I interviewed with Mike Brand and Ben Esco at Cole, Scott, and Kissane, and thankfully both agreed to give me a shot. Thank you to Mike, Ben, and Jean Kissane, who spent the most time with me talking through cases and turning me into a civil litigator. Now as a judge, I'm so lucky to have an amazing team. My judicial assistant, Barbara Osete Fonte, is smart as a whip and has the work ethic and dedication of one wise beyond her years. My bailiff, Carlos Castellanos, has dedicated his life to public service and is a former United States Marine and City of Miami police officer, homicide detective, and commander. Thank you both of you for always having my back and making me look good. Thank you for making me smile in an instant and always helping me keep perspective. I have been fortunate enough actually to have two amazing teams. Remember, it's been 2 years. My former JA, Maylin Ortega, and my former bailiff, Jaime Tecucci, are also rays of sunshine in my life. They were with me during the growing pains of the pandemic and worked tirelessly to ensure that litigants were able to find us in Zoom worlds and get their day in court. Because I have been so lucky to have my grandfather around throughout my adult life, I rely heavily on his wisdom. He has made me realize how fragile freedom is. If you lose it, it could take many generations to get it back. I owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to my grandparents, Angel Espinosa, Mary Bravo, Raul Franco, and Eloina Quiñones, as well as to my great aunts and uncles. One of my aunts, Diana Maria, she's seated right there. I decided the best way to honor my family's sacrifice was to serve our community as a guardian of the Constitution that gave my family and so many others the opportunity to rebuild their lives. In my life, I have been able to overcome obstacles and move forward with confidence because I have a solid support system of family and friends that believe in me. I'm blessed to have aunts, uncles, and cousins that are more like loving second parents and siblings. I have sisters by choice who have celebrated with me in good times, lifted me up in bad times. They are some of the strongest, brightest, and most accomplished women I know. Lisa. Thank you for speaking today in representation of my family and friends. I'm lucky to have your unwavering friendship and loyalty for the past 30 years. With everything that you have going on, you somehow still found time to prepare remarks and deliver them with graceful perfection and love. My brother Danny, my sister-in-law Annie, Amelie, and Noah, thank you for giving me a reason to move back home. You have each been God's angels on earth for me. Steve, my better half. Your kindness, strength, and empathy for everyone you encounter, including me, is a daily inspiration to always be the best version of myself. Thank you for believing in me so intensely, for being such a dedicated partner and loyal friend. Acknowledging the solid support system that helped me get here would be incomplete without mentioning my dog, Bitsy Lola. Bitsy has been my faithful companion for 9 years. She is a family member, but during COVID also became a staff member and faithfully covered for my JAM bailiff on the days when pandemic precautions kept us apart. If she could talk, she could definitely preside over a domestic violence hearing. And boy, could she tell you some stories. And of course, my parents, Romulo and Eloina. I stand on your shoulders. You are my source of strength and courage. I am standing here now because of your hard work and sacrifice. Thank you for going on this journey with me and for always being my biggest supporters. My admiration for my parents grows daily. Although they were very young, they were fearless leaders, providers, and protectors to me and my brother. I am incredibly proud of both of them, and I work every day to ensure that they are proud of me as well. I look forward to the future with optimism and resolve. I love serving as a judge and will continue serving with the same passion and dedication I have given over the past 2 years. I'm just getting started, and I have a lot left to give. Above all else, I want to thank God for his guidance and protection. I thank God for all the doors he has opened, but I am just as grateful for all the doors he has closed, which have led me here, exactly where I should be. Thank you all so much.
Judge Espinosa, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our Miami bench. I just want to say to her family, so as the child of immigrants myself and as a parent, especially to her parents, I know that as special as this day is for her, it's even more special for you, so congratulations to all of you. It's really, these occasions I think are wonderful. We get to learn and share so much with the judges and learn about their lives, but also just to see the family, I think, and we've been through a lot of them, and still each and every one is so special. So to look at your faces and just, it's amazing. So congratulations to all of you. As many of you know, I began my career in Miami in 1994, and one of my very first friends, still dear to me this day, and he's hiding there in the back, and you've heard his name a few times today, is Michael Brand, but like Georgie Pedro, I call him Mikey Brand. So he works at Colt, yeah, he wants to shrink, but you've done this to me many times, so now I'm doing it to you, Mikey Brand. So early on, I did not know Elisabeth, but Mikey, who I've known since Burger King, 1994, across from the juvenile courthouse, but the PD's office called me up one day and said that Elisabeth was somebody that he was very fond of, thought very highly of, said was an excellent lawyer, and said, Noosh, you got to look out for her. So I don't think Mikey and I have ever disagreed on anything. So I said, you know what, Mikey's right. And I think everything that I've heard about Judge Espinosa, Mikey, you were right. She's the real deal. I think those were your words back then. She is the real deal. So he's never been wrong, and you've lived up to that high expectation that Mikey Brand set for me. Ladies and gentlemen, court is now in recess. If you'd like to greet the judge and her family, please come up and join them here to your right. And after you've had a chance to say hello, there's probably gonna be some photo ops. It's like, remember old days weddings, receiving lines? It's gonna be a little like that, so pack your patience. As you exit, please exit this door. The judges, you're gonna go to the left, non-judges to the right. And thank you all so much for this beautiful day. Congratulations to the judge and her family. And court is in recess. Well done. That was
Much like you, I started in 1993. So
back or seeing you speak.
I said to your mom, she's great. More than 10 years ago.
Well, I thought she got vaccinated.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, I did notice they've been sending us alerts.
Civil litigation?
Commercial, I'm a business litigator, and so I do like partnership disputes, arbitration contracts, stuff like that, and I do general counsel kind of work. I've been a receiver twice.
That's good.
So I've gotten in family law, divorce things where they don't have a business with $1 million less in assets. And I'm less expensive than any other receiver now. That's very kind of sweet. Thank you. Thanks for being on. Yeah, well, thank you. She's happy though. She's doing a lot of traveling and hanging out with her sisters. So she's happy. 5 years.
Aye.